And what's interesting for me is the fact that you have this really rooted background in music, and music is a medium that relies a lot on the senses, and art relies on the senses. So there's an intersection between the two. Could you elaborate a little bit more about that existence in this body of work and how that sort of correlates?
In the artistic process the artistic process is very similar to music and art. First of all, rhythm, melody and harmony are the basis of my musical compositions as well as my paintings. The spectrum of colors is very similar to the musical range of notes. Same concept. On one hand you have colors, and the other one you have notes. But the way you mix them together is the exact same artistic process, using different colors or using different musical notes. If they are very similar, complementary, it will give you a certain mood, a certain ambiance. If the colors are very dissonant, like the musical notes, it will give you also another emotional ambiance. And then the rhythm in the music, I compare it to the movement of the brushstrokes in my paintings. Then again, the same artistic process. And then the intensity. On one hand, we have the intensity of the colors, and on the other one, we have the intensity of the notes, the loudness of the notes, if you want, creating different moods and ambiance and emotions, of course, because that's what it's all about, creating and revealing emotions.
What's really interesting about the visuals is that there's this very loose, fluid aesthetic to the works, and that really recalls the sort of, if I was going to visualize how music would translate on canvas, I would imagine that it would look something similar to what I see in your works. Can you walk me through, is that intentional? Is that something intuitive that happens? What's the inspiration there? Translate that.
For that particular series, the movement was very important for me. So it's creating emotions through colors and the movement. I always, the first sketches are done with a couple of drops of paint on the canvas, and then I sort of do kind of a dance with the canvas and let those drops of paint move freely on the canvas, creating a sketch on which after I'm going to lay the colors. So I first work with the movement and then the colors. In music it's the same, then again the same process, if you want. First of all, I compose the chord progressions, the structure of the composition, and then I lay on it the melody.
Is there an element of chance that you leave open? Because you mentioned that you dance with the canvas and you let the colors sort of find their way.
It's the movement, the initial movement of the patterns. Yes, I try to free my mind completely and let the drop move around the canvas freely. This is for the movement. But then when I start working with the colors, it's a different mindset.
And what's interesting is about the fact that the show is called Senses. Are there particular works within the series that reference certain types of senses? You know, we have the six senses. Was that something considered, or it's more open?
It's a good question. I believe that in all form of art, in the process of creating art, we use in one way or the other all our senses. They're the traditional senses, the five senses that we all know about, and then the non-traditional one. And one of them is the notion of balance and motion, which is considered to be a non-traditional sense, which I use a lot in the artistic process of creation. The most important thing is to create emotion and to share this emotion. by revealing my emotion, I want to share emotion with people around me.